and welcome to Metro Matters. I'm Mary Sitt. More and more cities are getting on board with hybrid buses. In fact, transit agencies across the nation are accelerating their orders of hybrid electric buses despite the heftier price tag. Here at Metro, we're adding 100 new commuter coaches to our fleet for the enjoyment of our park and ride customers. And here to tell us more is Andy Skabowski, Senior Director of Maintenance in our Operations Department.
Correct.
Thanks for being with us, Andy.
Thank you.
Tell us about our fleet of hybrids. What do we have and what are we getting?
Presently, we have 34 hybrid electric transit-style buses in service, with another 10 entering signature bus service later on this year. We also have 100 buses on order, contracted with Orion Bus Industries of Canada and MCI. That's a mixture of 52 commuter-style coaches, which is what we have on our park and ride, and 48 transit-style buses for our local service. Beyond that, we also have an upcoming order in FY 2009 for another 100 buses, in which again it's split between 50 commuter-style buses and 50 transit-style buses.
So, Andy, eventually will all of our buses be hybrids?
Right now, hybrid technology is what we call a technology of choice. It's a technology that we chose as our clean air technology as we make purchases moving forward. Metro has a bus replacement plan that centers around the purchase of 1/12 of its fleet every year, 100 buses. Okay. As we purchase buses through our bus replacement plan, as of now, we'll buy hybrid technology. That's not to say in 2 to 3 years from now, another technology might come about that would be better for us, or more fiscally responsible, or better for the environment, and we might make a change of our technology choice.
How much does a hybrid bus cost, and how does that compare to conventional diesel?
Typical hybrid bus costs up to $180,000 to $200,000 more than a typical transit-style bus.
Wow.
Or typical bus.
That's a lot. That's a much higher price tag.
Yeah, there is a premium to the purchase of hybrid equipment. That premium, though, is recovered in one of two ways. There is a fuel economy savings with the hybrid technology, in which since the technology has a much more efficient utilization of power or fuel, you get back fuel economy savings around 15 to, depending upon the technology and its use, 15 to 30% fuel economy savings. A portion of that $200,000 is recovered from that fuel economy savings over the life of the bus. The other portion comes from discrete funding, federal funding that is specific to the purchase of hybrid equipment. Okay. Since it's a lower emission vehicle and its overall impact to the environment is less, the federal government gives you or provides funding to help assist reduce emissions. So between the two of those two items, the federal money or discrete federal funding, as well as the fuel economy savings, you recover the $200,000 or close to the $200,000 premium.
Well, that's not a bad deal.
That's okay.
And we're keeping the environment cleaner too.
Yes.
Can you tell me exactly how does a hybrid work?
Basically, it's like having a big sponge on a vehicle. What it does is the batteries act like a sponge. As you're going down the street, your engine's running and it's powering the vehicle down the street. As you brake, it takes power that normally would be dissipated as heat and puts it into that battery or that sponge. When you accelerate, it takes that power back out of that sponge or out of that batteries and helps propel the vehicle. So overall, you use less energy to do the same thing.
Now, will our customers notice any difference when they step on a hybrid? Actually,
they will. First off, it's quieter.
This is for the local transit and the coaches?
Both of them, especially the commuter-style coach. Okay. First off, the vehicle is a lot quieter. Okay. I mean, it's very close to almost automobile as far as the interior, especially in a commuter-style coach. Second thing is it doesn't shift. Since it doesn't have a standard transmission or a normal transmission, it has an electric drive unit. There is no shift point, so you don't feel the vehicle shift at all. On a commuter
very smooth,
very smooth and very quiet ride. On a commuter-style coach, especially the park and ride style bus, you look out and all of a sudden you're at 60 miles an hour. You don't know how you got there. It's just a very quiet ride. And to the point where I think the number one, we had a recent vehicle in here, commuter-style vehicle in here for testing, and the single biggest complaint was that passengers are falling asleep and missing their stops. It's just a very quiet, enjoyable ride for the public.
So they're going to set their cell phone to wake them
Yeah,
up
yeah,
at their
they-
stop, right? Now, can you tell me about the emissions? We lower the emissions level with the hybrid. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, specifically the one item of concern in the Houston area is nitrous oxide emissions. We are in non-compliance federally with nitrous oxide emissions, and the hybrid vehicle reduces NOx emissions by 50%.
Is the maintenance for a hybrid the same as in terms of cost, the maintenance of a conventional bus, or is it a little bit less expensive, or more, perhaps?
Actually, it should come out to about even. What you gain is you get reduced maintenance costs related to brakes.
Okay.
Since the hybrid drive itself is braking the vehicle and your brakes aren't, you're going to get a much more extended life on your brake pads and your drums and just a whole brake system. What you give back is at overhaul time, you have now the added cost of batteries, which you don't have with a typical diesel bus. So right now, we're looking at seeing them coming up almost breaking even.
Okay. Now, on our local transit hybrids, you can recognize it by the little hump on the roof, right?
Yes.
But the coaches, you can't really, are there any distinguishing factors on the outside? So you can say, aha, that's a hybrid?
The only distinguishing feature would be after it passes you, the back end of the bus is a little bit different design on it than our typical park and ride buses. In all honesty, it's got a lot bigger fan back there, and it's kind of hard to see, but the grill work is different.
There's a little yellow electric sort of symbol on the side, right? Or does that have on
we will also be installing on all hybrid buses some type of identifying logo at the front door, so you can tell at that point. But the commuter-style coaches, other than what's up the back of the bus and how it's the venting is done, they pretty much look the same as our older MCIs or other MCIs.
Because the battery pack is underneath, right?
Battery pack is located underneath the bus in one of the luggage bays, and the actual electric drive unit takes up the same space as the existing engine and transmission in a normal diesel bus.
And the interior design of the hybrid coaches, it's the same as the regular? Is that blue color?
To making the interior pleasant but also maintainable. So we've gone with that nice blue seat, and it's a blue sidewall. The color holds up very well, very appealing to the eye, and very professional and clean. And
there's a little bit more legroom because the seats sort of curve and indent, is that right?
Yes, in the newer style, commuter-style coaches, as well as on the transit-style coaches, there's a newer design seat out there we're utilizing, which they cut the back a little bit, meaning the seat in front of you has a little less padding. And what that means to you is somebody like me has a little more legroom in your seat when you sit down.
And for the driver, they've got more ergonomically designed controls?
The driver controls are set up in such a way in which what we're doing moving forward is in every bus when you get in, certain controls need to be in certain spaces, certain places. What we've done is labeled or identified the dash in such a way where the door control is always here, the AC control is always there. The general controls are in a good proximity to A, how much they use, and B, roughly in the same spot in every bus.
So Andy, Metro's really going green with all these hybrids, is that right?
Yeah, we're trying, yes.
So Andy, what is the single biggest advantage for buying hybrids?
It's the right thing to do. Since there's a recovery and a cost difference, it presents Metro as a true clean air alternative, both in the fact that we move more people, our emission impact on a per passenger basis is a lot less than the two people sitting in a car, one person sitting in a car. And now with the addition of hybrid, it's even greater. So
it's the right thing to do now. So it's a lot more fun to ride a hybrid.
Yes, actually, it's very passenger amenities inside the coach and the ride. People are going to notice, and they're going to like the ride.
Andy, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
That's all for this edition of Metro Matters. I'm Mary Sitz. Join me again next time.